Happy Labor Day, everyone. Today I'm talking with our very own Liz Rochford. Liz is currently the third VP for the IJA. She has created and sat in the first self-represented litigant court in Lake County. She was so effective in that the Supreme Court put her on the Access to Justice Advisory Committee, which helps create more SRL or self-represented litigant courtrooms. She's the former president of the Lake County Bar, former president of the Illinois Judges Foundation. She is the recipient of too many awards from too many organizations to name. And even with all of that, she's one of the kindest, warmest, least pretentious people I have ever had the pleasure of calling a friend. Okay, Liz, what are these backdrops?
Well, thank you for that lovely introduction, Eileen. My backdrop is St. Mary of the Woods Grammar School, and yours is Marillac High School. And we have these because both you and I went to both of these schools and grew up mere blocks from each other, but we only just discovered it a few months ago. One of the best benefits of IJA membership is making connections, both new and old.
You know, this is so funny because I've known Liz for years and I've considered her a friend for years. And I had all the officers to our apartment in June. And I heard Liz telling my husband, oh, I went to Marillac. And my husband's like, Eileen went to Marillac. And I said, where'd you go to grade school? And she said, St. Mary of the Woods. And I said, I went to St. Mary of the Woods. And then I said, what street did you live on? And it was 2 blocks away from me and we never knew it. And so IJA is a place to make connections, new and old, and the connections are not even limited to your courthouse. Through IJA, I have come to know really outstanding judges like Liz Rochford. Our committees now are structured so that somebody from every appellate district in the entire state is on the working group for each and every committee. So you get to know people from all over the state. So before we talk about your committees, we have to talk about some big things going on with the IJA. First, let's talk about the Judicial Independence Project. What is it?
What a great project this has been. 4 videos have been developed and are being rolled out weekly. The purpose is to educate the public about the judicial system in easy to understand language. This week, the first of 4 videos was released, which covers how to become a judge. Stay tuned for additional topics in weeks to come. And at the end of the series, we will announce the Judicial Independence Declaration, which has more than 13 bar associations from across the state who've adopted its terms and joined as signatories.
It's really a tremendous project and I deserve absolutely no credit on this one at all. So the first video came out Wednesday and I started getting emails like, great job, great job. I was like, I had nothing to do with it. So I have to give credit where credit is due. This was Barb Crowder's project and it was truly a labor and she had an incredible team. Anna Demakopoulos worked on it. Lloyd Brookins worked on it. And our media chairs, Cecilia Haran and Dan Jessica, wrote all the scripts and they cast it. And Scott Burnham from our PR people at Seraphim was also instrumental in getting this done. So well done. And let us know what you think. As you see the videos, let us know. So let's talk about the Healthy Courthouse Challenge. What are we doing?
Well, the Wellness Committee is coordinating a statewide event, soliciting participation from every judge in Illinois to commit to a healthy habit for 75% of the time in October. If they complete the challenge, they win a prize and a boatload of self-esteem. But Eileen, why 75% of the time?
So I spent a little bit of time during the pandemic reading about habit formation. So there's a couple of great books out there if anyone is interested. One is Atomic Habits by James Clear. Another one is Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg. What the newest studies show is if your habit structure is more flexible than rigid, you're more likely to do it. For example, if your healthy habit commitment was to meditate every single day for the month of October, and then one day you couldn't get to it, what happens? You're done. Your goal was 100% and you didn't do it. Whereas if it's 75% and you miss a day, you're re-incentivized to get the habit back the next day. So what's your healthy habit going to be, Liz?
So I'm going to do strength and balance training, and it's long overdue. I'm really excited about it. Grateful to the IJA for giving me the incentive to get started.
We should. I'm
also,
so glad you're doing that. That's a good one. That's
Yeah. We should also note that the courthouse with the highest participation and completion wins lunch on the IJA. But remind me, Eileen, how do we get signed up?
So we're recruiting healthy courthouse coordinators for every circuit in each division in Cook County. So if you want to be your coordinator, you do get a thank you gift for doing it. So for example, on the First District Appellate Court, I recruited 3 women that you cannot say no to, Margaret McBride, Mary Mikva, and Joy Cunningham. So I am anticipating First District Appellate Court is going to have 100% participation because those 3 are on the task. So.
Hey, Eileen, what's going on with IJA's Israel trip?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So on August 16th, they did a webinar. Moshe Jacobius and Mike Hyman are chairing this. They did a webinar, kind of went through the whole thing. This is a really hot ticket because registration opened this week and we have already had a very robust response. So if you're thinking about it, don't think too long because this is going like hotcakes and for good reason, because this is truly a once in a lifetime trip. So check out the webinar, the itinerary and the registration link are all on the travel page of the IJA website. Okay, let's talk about your committees now. What's going on with educational programming?
So Jim Snyder and Jenny Johnson are co-chairing this busy committee. They've recently released the IJA on the Move video featuring judges from all across the state sharing their exercise routines. And if you have not seen it, check it out on IJA's YouTube channel. But that's not enough for them. They've got plenty more ahead. They are currently working on the Mid-Year Cle Program, which will feature all things related to arbitration, mediation, and the Safety Act, which is going to be wonderfully informational. I know everybody's really excited and interested about that. And they're also planning a webinar about Israel in advance of the IJA's trip next spring.
Excellent. You're also the chair of the mid-year meeting. So what's the plan for that?
So for the mid-year, we'll be gathering on December 9th at the JW Marriott. The morning CLE will be followed by lunch with guest speaker and Secretary of State candidate Alexi Janolius.
Excellent. And then it's going to be followed by our board meeting. It's still to be determined if we're going to have a remote capability on that. We're not sure. I'm working on it. I feel pretty strongly that I like having the remote possibility, but I don't know if it's going to be possible. But any member of the IJA is welcome to come to the lunch and to the board meeting afterward. So
I'll be there.
Yay, me too. Okay, how about in schools? What are they up to?
So the In Schools is co-chaired by the dynamic duo of Patty Sheehan and Justin Hansen. They're in the process of identifying an in-school coordinator in every courthouse. The beauty of this is that we will be having a resident expert and resource contact for judges and for schools on all the various programs. And they're also planning a training for Thursday, December 8th to present at New Judges School. And hopefully there'll also be a remote capability for that training so others can participate that aren't at New Judges School.
Excellent. Okay, a couple of things going on that you might want to check out. The retention committee is chaired by Bobby Petroganaro and Allison Conlon, and they have just released an interview that they did with Justice Matt DeLorde asking specific questions regarding retention. I think that's going to be coming out next week. So check out the retention page of our website if you're looking for that. If your courthouse has a coordinator for the Healthy Courthouse Challenge, sign up for your Healthy Habit. If you don't have a coordinator, become one. It's a win-win-win for everyone. So Liz, give us a fun fact for Labor Day.
Well, on May 4th of 1886, a bomb exploded at a Union rally in Chicago's Haymarket Square, which led to violence that resulted in the deaths of 7 police officers and 4 civilians. The incident led to May 1st being celebrated in most nations as Workers' Day. But the US government chose Labor Day instead, following the lead of New York's unions, who picked the first Monday in September for their holiday in celebration of labor.
So it also is marking the end of summer. So that always makes me kind of sad. And every single year I'm like, wow, how did that happen already? It's September already, but here we are. Thank you, Liz, and enjoy the last weekend of summer all.
And you too, our fearless leader, with such a privilege and pleasure to work with you at the IJA. You're just amazing.
Well, we're having a good time, aren't we?
For sure.
All right. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.